In this tutorial, we'll create a text wrap effect in Cavalry. If you have experience in using InDesign or Illustrator to create some sort of print-ready layouts, you are already familiar with text wrapping. We can create a similar effect in Cavalry, and I'll show you how to do it. I put together a number of examples which you'll be able to download from Cavalry Store for a small donation, including the result of this tutorial. So let's get started. What we need to use is something called Ray. Ray is a tool which simply shoots a line from a single point. It goes both ways, or it can go a single way. Now let's create an object, maybe make it slightly bigger, and put this object inside the collision shapes menu over here. So as you can see, we can stop this ray based on the shape of our object. The ray ignores the bounding box and is stopped by the shape of our object. It doesn't pass through it. So we can use this collision detection to instance text around our objects. So I'm going to change the ray color to something like red so we can see it better. This will be our guide. And I'm going to put this ray inside a duplicator. Call it collision detection. And let's switch it to sort mode, linear, and maybe make something like 20 odd copies and switch it to vertical. Change it to step, and I'm going to set it to about 55 pixels. So next we need a text object, and we need to use some sort of a text. I'm going to use this multi-paragraph text about typography as an example. You can use lorem ipsum or any other copy you want. One thing I need to point out is that if you have text with paragraphs like this will create a problem for us later on. So I'm going to remove it. And now this text is ready. Copy it and simply paste it inside your text layer. Let's remove the last break, and I'm going to change the size to about 45. Pick any font you want. And next, we need to simply use collision detection inside our text path. And let's see what is going on the screen. So first thing I noticed that our text starts from the bottom because the order of our duplicators starts from here. So we can flip this by checking the reverse button. It goes up. And let's look at our ray options. The ray border setting simply lets us trim the rays from the composition border, and the division setting simply tells us how many points we have on our line. This won't affect our design at all, so we can leave it at 10 as it is. Perfect. Let's create a shape. I'm going to use an ellipse, change the color, and make it slightly bigger. Perfect. Let's put this ellipse inside our ray collision shape field. And as you can see, our ray reacts to our ellipse. We can add a little bit of a margin, maybe something like 30. So now our setup is nearly ready. Let's turn on our text paragraph and see what is going on. And things are pretty responsive, but sometimes the ellipse still overlaps our text, and we can try and fix this with a simple trick. You can try and maybe use different text alignment so it fixed over here, but now we have a problem down here. So we need to use something else. Let's look for a custom shape and put ellipse inside the input shape. So this will be our ellipse copy. And I'm going to change the color of it to maybe something purple. And I'm going to add path offset and maybe bump it up to 30. So essentially, we have perfect copy of our ellipse, but 30 pixels bigger on every single side and with a different color so we can tell them apart. Let's rename this layer to collision margin, and I'm going to put this collision margin layer as a child to our ellipse. Now I need to zero out the X and Y property. So essentially this collision margin layer inherits the ellipse coordinates. And finally go to Advanced tab and uncheck the Draw on top of the parent menu. So now our collision margin layer is perfectly positioned underneath the ellipse shape. And what we need to do is go to the ray layer, remove ellipse from the collision shapes and use collision margin instead. Finally, select your custom shape and turn down the opacity. So what we have done right now is simply added extra margin around our ellipse, and this will help us prevent the situation where some of the text overlaps our shape. So the basic effect is done. It's up to you how you're going to tweak it and animate the ellipse. What I did in my examples is to use shape position Y to offset the duplicator. So this way I've got a little bit of a margin on the side and tiny bit of a margin on top as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial, this is not a true text wrapping tool like you would expect from InDesign or Illustrator, but rather than a motion graphics effect. And the reason for this is that the text is split by the character rather than by words. Now let's do two more examples which are slightly more complex than this one. So if I move this ellipse towards the middle, you can see there is no wrap-up happening on the other side of it. And the reason for this is that we are essentially creating a single column of rays shooting both ways, but there's nothing here to detect where this shape ends. So to fix that, we simply need to change our setup a bit. I'm going to duplicate this composition, call it text wrap around object, and then I'm going to change this color of ellipse. So if I position this ellipse towards the middle, we've got these empty gaps on either side. To fix that, we need to simply create a grid with 2 on X and maybe 20 something on Y. Change the number of steps to, as before, to 50. And I'm going to space this out to around 1000 pixels. And let's see what's happening. So the middle part over here works really nicely, but top and bottom is simply wrapping around itself. The reason for this text wrap on top and bottom is that we have 2 columns of rays. Rays are shooting the lines on either side on both sides, but they do not detect or interact with each other. So we've got a line going this way and all the way here, and the same thing on this side from this point all the way to the side of the composition and back again. So essentially we've got multiple lines on these rows. There's one way to fix that, and we can add a simple line. I'm going to change the color to maybe something pink. I'm going to use the composition data for the length. And next, I'm going to simply add an expression, value times 2. So the line is twice the size of the composition. Let's rotate it to 90. I'm going to call it collision detection line, parent it to the ellipse shape, zero out X and Y. So now this line will follow where this ellipse goes, and simply we need to drop it into the collision shapes here. And this fixes the problem of rays overlapping each other. Essentially, we created a border of sorts. And when I move this ellipse around, as you can see, we've got some sort of a newspaper paragraph look to it. Now let's make one more final example. I'm going to duplicate this composition and call it text wrap inside object. And in this example, we're going to put the text inside an object. So let's delete everything. I'm going to create a polygon, maybe like 7 sides, and make it pretty big. And let's change the color of it. Perfect. Now to put the text inside object, we need to change the distribution. I'm going to use mask distribution, and instead of grid, let's use linear and pick the same settings as before, size about 50 and maybe 20 copies. We can use this polygon shape as our mask. And as you can see, we can only see 12 lines. Let's zero out the position Y on the shape position. And when I move this polygon, our duplicator detection lines change. So the last thing to do is simply go to ray shape and use this polygon shape as the collision shape itself. So now when we move our shape or even rotate it, we've got lines inside our shape. So let's see how this looks like when we enable the text. So this is working nicely, but we've got this extra text instance outside our shape, and to fix that, we can use submesh on our text layer, go to the visibility, and then add is within modifier, and simply use the polygon shape to hide everything outside this polygon. And let's check if this is working, and this works nicely. When we resize our polygon, change the number of sides, and this will work without problems as long as our duplicator rays are inside our shape. So if I move them a little bit towards the X, you can see we are losing these lines because our instancing is happening on this axis. So as long as your duplicated rays are inside the shape, this effect should work without problems. So hopefully you understand how to wrap text around objects, animate it, and troubleshoot any problems you might have. If you want to play with the examples as shown you on the screen, feel free to download the project file from the Cavalry store for a small donation. Thanks for watching.